All right. We doing it? Here we go. Go, 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 go. Got to transcribe? That's what the bit should be. That's what the name of this stream should be. Got to transcribe? Got to trans. Johnny. Okay, let's get situated. Stand by. Is he coming through publicly? That's the big question. And I want to check on my phone. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Horrible. Do I have to be on another account to look at this? There we go. Let's try you. Well, it certainly says that I'm live. Okay, cool. Okay. So, we are what the hell am I doing? Am I coming through? I should actually check. I should just check the integrity. I checked it. I checked this furiously. Okay, I think we're good. So, welcome to Gotta Transcribe Fast, where we are currently looking at Starlight Zone. Last stream, I did the Starlight. I pretty much did the A sections for the most part, mostly finished them, and we're just going to continue plunking away. And we're going to get to that B section soon enough down here, but we're transcribing Starlight Zone from Sonic 1. We're just going to give it a shot. Actually, hold on. Let me verify this first part. So there might actually be an A flat going here. That's an A natural, first of all. Make that like an A7. I don't want to make that a B flat 7 because that can be like a... It's like a 6. we're getting into just reading the details. I'm adding all the accidentals, or the, what do you call these notes? The extra notes, the ninths, the 11ths, whatnot. Ba 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 Is that actually right? Because I don't like this note being with C. It could be like a suspended. I mean, the bass 9 is descending. That's for sure. I don't know if the chord tones go along with that. Ba 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 da, ba, ba. So that's an F. But the note is F. Ba, da, da. You know what's most likely happening here, I bet you? It's not, it's just the bass, it's just the bass movement. So this whole thing is D minor. Ba da da ba da ba. Interest of space, I think I can actually just remove that, because you can know it starts from here. And so these slash things here, that denotes the bass line. So I'm playing this D minor, right? This D minor right here. But then the bass, and it's denoted by that slash, moves down. So these notes right here, they stay. So ba, but the bass note is moving. Ba da da. And the reason why I went with that decision with the moving bass line, because one, it's the bass is moving for sure, but the reason why the chord isn't moving like this, ba, ba, da, ba, the reason why I do that is because look at what the melody's doing, right? The melody is an F. I'll play it up here. So the melody is an F, right? And if I'm just playing the chords, ba. Now that D minor works. The D minor works with this F. This D flat major could work with F. That's why I did that. But then this C, it doesn't quite work with C major in this particular instance. Because the pivotal note of a C major, and I know it's not minor, that's definitely not it, but the pivotal note of a C major chord, or any major chord, right, is that third. Right, we're in C, C, D, 1, 2, 3, and it goes to E, but then it clashes really hard on this F, which is not the sound we want to go for this game, for this song. And you know, that sounds bad, but that could work, but that's really not the, like, that's a lovely chord. Don't get me wrong, major 7th is my jam, but in the context of this song, it does not quite work. Ba, so. F, A, E, F. Ooh. Ooh, sorry. Ba-da-da. So I know that G right there, that's this G over here. This is definitely a G chord. I'm looking at the, I'm reevaluating this B diminished here. But now it works. It definitely works. I want to see if an F works here. Okay, that could work. It could work, but it doesn't sound as good as this, I think. Yeah, okay. So I can stick with B, and the B diminished works really well here because B right next to B is C. So when it resolves into something really, really close to it. Basically the natural resolution of that B diminished. But what is let's go back to the track here. Let's go back to the track. Okay, so definitely you can hear that back it up. You hear that? So all signs are pointing to B diminished. A diminished chord being, so this is a major chord, right? Drop that third, it's minor. Drop that fifth, it's diminished. And I was experimenting with F minor over B over B. Doesn't quite work so much. I don't know why I'm obsessed with that. Hold on. Like, why am I obsessed with trying to make that work? It's not. Because what is that? What is that beat minute? Trying to make that like a seventh. No, it doesn't work. I now know why it doesn't work is because the B itself clashes with, or not the B itself, but rather the C in F minor clashes with the B going on right next to it, and that doesn't work so much when you're dealing with the ones and the threes part of the chord. So it is B diminished. And let's see if I can finish out this melody. Ba, 1, 2, 3, ba da da. Ba, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ba. Ba da da. Ba 1 and 2 and 3. Ba da. 1 ba ba da ba. Okay, so it arrives before the bar line. Ba da ba. So it goes ba, and this is tied. 1 and 2 and 3, ba da da, and then you can tie that to a whole note, or maybe a half note. Let's try a half note because I believe there's a pickup. So let's listen to what that is. Yeah. Okay. Not even a half note, quarter note. You can hear how it arrives before the bar line. That's why it needs like this note right here it comes before the bar line. So it's anticipated. And then, but it does bleed over into that first beat, and then you have the repetition. So here we go. Let's listen to that back. Okay, that's fine. So, or like the playback can be a little wonky on MuseScore just because maybe I didn't go exactly to what the programming was for that. That's fine. That doesn't really matter. What matters is that we understand what's going on here. So let's go to the bridge, or let's go to the second A. So we're here second time. Ooh, hold on. Okay, so I misplaced this first ending. Repeat. There we go. This actually belongs to the first ending, and this, can I add one more? Do I want to do that? Yes, add measure before. There we go. Make sure that doesn't clash. So technically there's like two sounds, two instruments playing over each other, like because the end of that phrase ba da da starts or ends exactly when the beginning of the is there for the bridge. But for the sake of brevity, I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm gonna lop off the ending there because you can kind of just see how it resolves. When I'm here, I'm gonna go to Jesus. What is this? What is this? I think that's what it is. That's all outlining the A minor. That's a fun. I kind of discounted the bridge, to be frank. I should do this. I actually also did this wrong. Sorry. Let's see. Tools. No format. Go to the palette. There we go. F9 is palette. Keep that in mind. Can I toggle it? Oh yes, we're in business. I got to remember that. Okay. So the repeat should actually be here if I was not an idiot. And then we can also make this a section. How do I effing bar line? I don't know. That's annoying. And then there, the double bar lines right here without the dots and stuff and the curves at the top and the bottom. That's like to denote the end of a section. And then 1 E ba 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 ba. 1 E and okay, well that's actually easy. The rhythms of the first 4 notes is all 16s. Ba da ba da ba ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Whoops. 1 E and 2 E. Ba da da da. Ba 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 ba. Okay, yeah, that's a 16th note rest. Ba da ba 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 ba. And then I believe those are eighth notes. Ba ba. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. What? This is the playback on MuseScore being wonky. Huh. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. Well, the playback's wrong, but I know I'm right. That's all that actually matters. Yeah, that's right. So let's do this. Ooh. Blink, gotta remember to blink. Wait. I'm off. The whole thing is off. Okay, I can fix this. So I am effectively off by a whole half a beat. But I'm going to do something really cool here. And do that. That's it. There we go. One and ba 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 ba. Formatting wise, that's probably not right, but on a technical term, on a technical basis, that is right. What are you gonna? Ba, ba, ba. That's cool. Yeah, it's just an A minor. The cool thing about it though is the rhythm. So these are quarter notes. Ba da ba da ba da da ba ba ba. One. Okay, so it's on the and of one. It's on the offbeats. So I only did that because I think it's faster if I just do it like that. That seems right. Nice. We're in business. This is a C. This is going so much better than the first session, and I think it's just because my ears and my transposing skills are just coming back to me. That's really what it is. I know also the sounds. Technically, there's like two different instruments happening right there. It's the one with that and then there's like a little sprightly ting ting ting. Ding ding. It's just like a chime or whatever. I'm just combining that into the melody. That is a subjective thing you can do, but for the most part, that is that. Ooh. That's cool. So it's just 8 notes. Bum bum bum, ba da da ba da bum, bum 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 bum. Whoops. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so this, I believe, is effectively the same except for the E. So, yeah, that works. Because it's just outlining the minor, or the. Maybe more or less. Yeah, for brevity, like that, I'm only questioning because this E minor and this C doesn't exactly. Well, it could be like an E minor 6, right? Or is that a 6? I don't know. It's like an E minor flat 6. If we want to get technical, which we have to be because we're transcribing. Okay. I'll keep it like that. Well, first of all, this is wrong. Hold on. There we go. So I believe this is another 8th rest. I think that's what that is. Ba-da-da-da, E, F, E, F, G, C. Ba-da-da-da. Ba, ba, ba. 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and So there's a little syncopated rest there, or it syncopates the damn thing, whatever, you know what I mean? Ba da ba da da. Does it resolve? Yes, it does. I believe this is the same. Okay, so there's like a little flourish here. So this is the same, but there is a little flourish. This doubles. Oops, other way. So you hear that? You hear that? Ba 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 ba. Yeah, it's for the purpose of a lead sheet. It may not be, critical, but it's there, so I'm gonna put it there. And again, when in the jazz context, if you're trying to do like a classical or like academic, pure 100% straight transcription, that is a detail you cannot miss. But for the purposes of a jazz lead sheet, that's whatever. Okay, that's important. That you can't just leave behind. Okay. So I can take most of that work and just put that right here. Ba-da-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. If you're just joining us, welcome to Gotta Transcribe. Okay, and we are looking at Starlight Zone, and I'm almost finished with the B section, and we're about to tie this whole thing together. So it's 2/16 notes. E F. And then this feels like quarter. And then it's like a whole note. There we go. That's it. And they have that 2/5 or not 2/5. Yeah. And I know that the chord changes. Again, it's more of a, do you want to be exact, or do you just want the feel of it and doing like a more casual, open-ended jazz lead sheet kind of thing? And I'm taking the lead sheet approach because a lot of those fine details, you kind of get the vibe for the sake of the stream. So technically, if I wanted to be very technical, I would move this G to the beat of to the second beat, like above where this half note is. That's not necessary. It's just I'll just leave it there because you get the vibe that it's supposed to be there. So I think we've got it. So we'll do playback and then I'll play it live here. So again, let's start from the top here and we'll listen to Starlight Zone. It's an AAB form. Okay, I didn't follow along with that too much, but this is looking good. Let's do it. Let's play it back. This is probably going to come in quieter, but let's play it back on MuseScore itself. So this is from the... I think this is going to get messed up here because I'm really bad at using MuseScore, but you'll get the point. Let's see how it sounds. I don't know why it does that. We got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And that's Starlight Zone for you. There was a playback issue here. I'm not even going to spend any effort whatsoever to rectify that. The point is that the notation is correct. The sheet music is correct. There could be a different interpretation of the chords of all these lovely. Well, this makes sense. They're on an objective basis. They are correct. If that is the interpretation, that's a different story, and that can be endlessly debated. But for the most part, we are good. I forgot to do the live chat, but either way, Nick is here joining us, and I will read back if he has time on this lovely Memorial Day, the reason why he is not on this stream right now. The whole reason why I'm doing this stream is because Nick is busy. He's sad. If you look above me, he's kind of like sad and frustrated and just quietly resigned to his job because he's working today on Memorial Day. I don't know if he's working on Memorial Day, but he's at least away from home. I believe he is in a stupid place. That's mean. I don't know, whatever state he's in, unless it's unless it's like, I don't know, Oklahoma. Then just had barbecue in Kansas City, Missouri. Congratulations, Nick. That actually sounds fantastic. I like me some barbecue. It's a lot of sugar. Barbecue just amounts back to sugar. Again, apologies for the forgetting to do live chat. I'm just glad, putting live chat on the screen, I should say. I'm just glad that I got MuseScore to be in the same key as the same pitch as my piano and my computer, basically regular pitch. The issue was just to reboot MuseScore. Apparently that's an issue. That's a pretty bad issue because it drives me insane. But either way, so the point of a transcription is twofold. At least how I do it. The big two reasons. First and foremost is the act of doing it. It trains your ear. It trains your sensibilities. It gives you a lot of insight into the minute details of, is this a 16th note? Where does the rest land on this measure? What is the syncopation really actually like compared to what the recording is doing? Like the tone, the notes, all of that stuff, it comes together when you are doing it, right? It's like physical exercise. You can watch someone do push-ups, but it will never show you the actual struggles of doing the push-ups yourself. And that is to me the most important thing to come from a transcription. The second most important thing to glean from transcription is the analysis. So I was doing a lot of it in the first stream of this song, which was, looking at where the direction of the chord progression was going. So we have the home key here, for instance, C. And then you have all these other things going here, like this B flat, this A7, and then this D, with the descending bass line. But it's all going towards this G. And that just, that analysis of it, that is what you can get from discovering it yourself. And you can look at a piece of sheet music that's already been done for you and just analyze it that way. But you get so much more insight by doing it yourself. Honestly, that second point it's kind of an offshoot of the first, a variant of the first, which is doing it yourself, which is why I have never personally, you can purchase transcription books of solos, right? So if Charlie Parker or a Charlie Parker solo on Confirmation, for instance, a notoriously very dense, complex, and beautiful solo, I understand why you would think, oh, well, this is very complicated. Just buy the book and I can look at it from there. And that's helpful if you're like playing an instrument, not so much if you're a vocalist, but if you're playing like a physical instrument in your hands, then I understand why you'd want that. But the learning that you get from doing it yourself is, again, unmatched. It is you and the music and nothing else. And maybe MuseScore, but that's a struggle in its own right. Honestly, I'd take MuseScore over, erasing with a pencil any day. So yeah, I guess we have not done any kind of stream like this before. The meat and potatoes of it is done here. Well, okay, actually, wait. I kind of went into the analysis of it, but for the sake of rounding it out, let's do that analysis again. So yes, like I said, here, bum, 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 we have the C, ba-da-ba, moving my cables, ba-da-ba-da-da. Arrive at that 5 chord, the important destination of where this has been going so far. But diminished. There we go. Resolve. So that's the A sections basically there. And yes, I had pointed out before that this pattern, These two measures here, they pattern themselves, the 1 and the 5, within different contexts. So it's the same rhythm. Check it out, right? This right here. That's the same rhythm as this. You can kind of see it. Even if you don't understand what I'm saying, even if you don't know, if you can't read sheet music, right? Can you see how this measure literally, like physically pictograph speaking, looks the same as this one right here, right? These two measures look practically the same, except in this case, it's elevated tone-wise by a whole step, right? So this one here, it's F E to F, right? And that's the whole measure. But this, and then this one over here is that's F A D. And the note here is flipped as well to work around the chord, but this repetition of the pattern, and the same thing happens here, right? Blink, blink, don't forget to blink. And then this one over here. Right. These are again the same pattern transposed up and down to correspond with the chords, and that simplicity, those patterns, those very accessible, even when the syncopation can be funky and we're getting into like 30-second notes, and that's crazy and off-putting. The patterns that you see here translate to something that's very catchy and very, very accessible, right? That's why this right here is the science behind why this sounds good. Yeah, and then these two measures here correspond with each other as well. And even though it's kind of a busy melody, as you can see, right? It's not just simple quarter notes or very long periods of whole notes. It's a little active rhythmically. Going up and down the staff lines, it's not really that wide of an A section, at least in terms of the high notes and the low notes. But for the most part, that is the science behind what makes a really accessible, fun tune. So good work, Masato Nakamura, for that. Let's get into this B section right here. Ooh, there's a little trill. I'm going to add some trill. So a trill is just... It's hard to do it on a regular piano. Because when you go from this note to this note, even though on a piano they are as close as you can physically make them without in standard tuning, right? Even though they're as close as you can make them, you still miss all the tone, all those megahertz, if you're getting real technical, right? In between these two notes. I should do it in my octave. When you're sliding. There's all these cool little microtonal things. That's what it's called, by the way. Microtonal is when it goes in between the notes of the standard tuning of a piano. You miss all of that. You can get some of that back in a wind instrument. I think a wind instrument, right? Yeah, a wind instrument, a reed instrument, and others that I'm failing to mention. But what Nakamura was using was a pitch bender of some kind of synthesizer. I don't know exactly what instrument he's using because it was 1991. So, back then, well, I think by 91 there was a lot of presets and stuff. But, you know, with with key, we have it so good now, man. We have it so damn good now. With our modern keyboards, if you get the right ones, you can get like a Nord, those cherry red Nord pianos, maybe not cherry red, but Nord pianos. They are so nice. That's like my favorite piano to play with that I've never actually owned because they're expensive. But they are really fun because they come with a lot of different presets, and I believe if they come with a pitch bender, which on a keyboard, I think you might have seen them before. They have the little rod staff that comes at usually the left side of a piano. Yeah, it has to be the left side while you're playing with your right, and it bends the note to your will, and that's a really, really fun thing to play with, and that's what Nakamura is using here at this point. So yeah, let me add this trill. I don't know what part. I'm just gonna search for it. Trill. There we go. How much trill does he put in there? So he does like hold it out for, I don't know how to notate that exactly. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but he lets the note stay. And then he trills it, right? Does he also like slide into it? I don't think he slides into it. I need the context. That high note. Does Nakamura land on it, or does he slide into it? Again, piano doesn't illustrate that as good, but does he? I'm going to say no. But he does trill that 100%. So yeah, there's formatting things I could do that are probably better. But for the most part, this is it. This is Starlight Zone, dude. This was really fun to do. And you know what? Before, I could vaguely tell you what Starlight Zone sounded like. But after a couple hours of doing this, I now know what Starlight Zone sounds like. And I can like sing it to you, right? So let me sing it. But it's not gonna sound good, but I can sing it. But let's do let's do organ. Let's because my this is so dumb. Oh, it's on C. This sounds bad. I can do like with the bass line. Oh, man, if I could play a piano, if I could actually play a piano, that'd be so fun. That'd be so good. It's getting crunchy. I can do like a shout chorus. That's like I gotta stretch that out. But so okay, yeah, here's part 3. Part 3 of the transcription is making it jazz. Nick is in the chat that you can't see, but Nick is saying transcribe unknown to mean. Hold on, I actually have to listen to that. It's just the bass line, right? Well, okay, let's have some fun here. What's ads, but so unknown from me is the Knuckles rap from Adventure. Ooh, hold on, what's that? I should not be doing this. I should start a new stream. Hold on. It's like a duh. It's like we're in B. This is a B blue B kind of blue sound. Here I come, rougher than the rest of them. The best of them, tougher. Hold on. Okay. I should start a new stream. I'll be right back. Hold on. Well, that was Starlight Zone. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something about someone and you had a fun time. So let's